Hey YouTube, well this will be the part 2 of that video, so the two geckos have just bred. So that's perfect. So that's how you breed leopard geckos, but now I'm going to show you what you need for the cage setup and requirements and stuff like that. So basically what you're going to need is you're going to need a substrate for your lay box. So what I use is I use Eco Earth, also known as Coco fiber. The reason why it's called cocoa fiber is because it's made from coconut husk, and loose coconut fiber. So cocoa fiber, it's just a nickname. But this is what I use. It's a great product. It really is good for lay boxes. I've had great success with it for this is going on 3 seasons in a row, and just like amazing success. This is way better than the mosses. I highly suggest getting it. It's made by ZooMed. This is just an empty bag. I have another bag right over there. It's a great product. I definitely suggest getting it if you haven't for breeding season. Now, certain breeders use a mixture of perlite and other things like cocoa fibers, stuff like that. That's fine. You can do that as well. I've never done it myself, so I can't say anything on it, just like moss, but I've seen moss on how it reacts with eggs, and it doesn't look good. So I don't suggest using moss as lay boxes. So, yeah. But the perlite mixtures, I heard they're okay. But I just find out that this is really my best thing, the method that works best for me. And it has worked great. I mean, I just can put up this stuff, cocoa fiber or Eco Earth, whatever you want to call it. It's great. You can buy it in the bricks, or you can buy it loose. I buy mine loose. Doesn't matter. But it's a really good thing to use for a lay box. So basically what you do is you just put it in. You can pack it down. And what I do is I poured water in it. Sometimes I pour water in and then mix it around. Like I'll go like that and then mix it around because the water flows. So you definitely want to mix it around. I mean, it will absorb out like over time, but you definitely want to like mix it. So basically, I just spray the top over pretty well, and I like doing the top of the lay box thing too. And in the first video I showed you that there's a variety of different lay boxes, and that just looks really, really cool. So yeah. But there are a variety of lay boxes. And for this lay box, because it is pretty high, what I had an idea about doing was getting a paper towel. I must have used the other paper towel to wipe off my, what do you call it, phone, because it got a bunch of cocoa fiber on my phone. So I fold the paper towel in half, like so, and then I will rip the paper towel. I need 2 hands to do this. So, I just rip the paper towel down, like so, and what I'll do is, I don't know if this is hard for the geckos to get up or not, but I'm just going to do it just because I want to be nice to the geckos, that way. So just spray it down on top. See, once you spray paper towels, it normally like falls down. And then you just put the top on, and you're good to go. And this is just, if the geckos have a problem getting up on top of here, they can just use this and climb up and just get a little bit more traction instead of slipping. But they really shouldn't have that much of a problem. So that's what I did with this lay box. It's just a different idea. I don't know why, but I just want to do that. So what I also do is, in this scenario, my tanks are a little bit, well, this takes up a lot of room in the tank. So I put the water dish on top of the lay box, which is perfectly fine. It also provides more shade for the geckos, so they'll be more comfortable laying eggs, because a lot of geckos like protection or seclusion and like it being dark where they lay their eggs. So if you'll notice, on these tanks, what I did is I cover the tops in paper towels. On all of them. Paper towel, this paper towel, and there's even a water dish on top, because it takes up a lot of room, as you can see. So yep, that's what I do with that. And then for food, I use mealworms. I've had a lot of success with mealworms, and it's just worked very well for me. The geckos do very well on it, and the crickets get annoying. You can hear them right now, the 500 crickets that I was not expecting that many. Yeah, I really don't feed a lot of crickets. I don't like feeding my geckos crickets, except sometimes you need to feed them to babies to get them started, but that's a whole different subject. So, yeah, I just find mealworms works really well for leopard geckos. Of course, for crested geckos, you're going to need, what do you call it, crickets. So anyway, I'm just going to sprinkle vitamins on top of their food, like so. Now, I can pour out a little bit more. It doesn't really matter how much. So that's good. And I just shake it up. Now, there's a coat of vitamins on the bottom, so when they eat, they're going to be picking up some of those vitamins, which is really healthy for them. And that's what my goal is when I do this. I mean, the mealworms, they do eat a little bit of the vitamate, but that's fine because then it's gut loading the insects and stuff. So it's all good and it all helps out. So then let's just pretend that's the container right around here. And I also have bottle caps, and I save up a lot of bottle caps, as you can see. Now, I use bottle caps for baby leopard geckos. I use them for adults. I use them for a variety of different reasons. And in breeding, they're very good to use. So what I do is I scoop up vitamins, and I pour them in the bottle cap. And then I shake up the bottle cap. So then there's your calcium dish, there's your food dish, and then there's your water dish. And the food dish has vitamins in it, which is even like an added bonus. So that's basically what I do for leopard gecko breeding, and I'm not speaking right. But yeah, and the key to having a successful breeding season is have good vitamins. That's one thing. And look, that's one reason why I hate crickets. I'm going to kill that thing. Done. I hate crickets. Still not dead. Son of a gun. I hate crickets. I really punched that thing. Yeah, I really hate crickets. That's what's the pain in the butt about crickets. They get all over your room sometimes, and it's a pain. I don't even know where they're coming from because they can't climb out of the tanks, and that's really ticking me off. Whatever. But anyway, key to having a successful breeding season is having good feeders, having good vitamins, having good husbandry, so keep the tanks basically clean, and feed them as much as they want. I mean, you just want to give them worms, or whatever you feed them, super worms, whatever. You want to feed your geckos. If they're out of food and they're pregnant, you throw in more food. That's the goal. You want your geckos to be so healthy, fat, and well fed that those eggs that they produce will be healthy, they'll be fertile, and they'll be strong when babies hatch out. So those are really the keys for breeding. You really want a good, strong care and husbandry, especially when you're breeding geckos. Now, females. The females really need it. The males, of course, you want to keep the males as healthy as possible, provide them vitamins in their food. I just put vitamins in the food. I don't really have vitamin dishes for my males. But you just want your females to be very strong and healthy. And with your males, before breeding season, you're definitely going to want to build them up with calcium because they're going to be breeding and they're going to be expelling sperm. And I don't know if calcium and sperm have something to go with each other or not. But, whatever. Build up those vitamins so that sperm is viable and it's healthy. And that's basically what you want. And I'm pretty sure I covered just about everything. Once you breed a gecko, you have to put in a lay box. If you think, oh, she's not gravid, keep a lay box in. She might lay some eggs, and you might just not know about it because you're just beginning off with breeding. So stuff does happen. I've had weirder things happen. I've had geckos where I thought they had only one egg, and they ended up laying two. So, and both eggs hatched. So, you just gotta, it's time and these geckos will lay roughly 2 to 3 weeks after being bred. Sometimes it takes 4. I've had 4 weeks too, so it takes roughly a month to 2 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole leopard gecko breeding spiel I have. Really just keep on keeping on. Have your females at a healthy weight. When you breed them, make sure your females are also eating very well. They're good eaters, and if they're proven breeders and you had them before, you know how they do when they breed, and then it's okay if you breed them again. Just make sure your females are ready for the breeding. Make sure that they're good eaters. That's pretty much it. Just make sure that they're strong enough, good genetics. Now for age on leopard geckos, sometimes you don't know their age. Yes, that's true. I don't know some of my geckos' age. I know the geckos that I hatch out, I know their ages. Like I know this one because the breeder was pretty good about it. This gecko was hatched out 2011, the 29th of June. So the breeder was pretty good about it. She told me the hatch date. My geckos, I have the hatch date May 19th, 2012. This is the daughter of that gecko right there. So some of these I don't have the hatch date. Like Chaos, my raptor, I just have the date that I obtained her. And she's a proven breeder when I had her. So, and she laid a lot of eggs. She laid like 14 eggs. Now, not all eggs were fertile. But she laid a lot of eggs, so this year she'll probably lay a lot of eggs. Or she might be going down because she's getting older. I don't exactly know how old she is. But age doesn't, in my opinion, it's not really age that matters. It's more like, is the gecko ready? Is she ovulating? And stuff like that. And is she of weight? And is she strong? Because, I mean, if you know the gecko's like 6 months old, you're not off to really breed her. I mean, if she's ovulating and she's like 80 grams and you're pretty much sure she's maxed out, I mean, you could breed her. Like, that's a stretch for 6 months, but like, let's say 8 months in that, breed her. I bred geckos that are about 8 months old and they were 65, 67 grams, and it's been fine. So, you know, it's just whatever works best for you. So that's pretty much the whole leopard gecko breeding video. I hope you guys enjoyed. So comment, rate, and subscribe.